Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our admins who helped us with this translation. The translation, it reads like this. Hello, how are you? Can you please post my own story? Is anonymous. My name is Z, not your real name. I'm a 32-year-old woman living in Belleville. As I sit here writing this to you, I feel really bad about the decisions that I am supposed to make. I feel the weight of a decision that I never thought I would have to make. It's a decision that haunts me each and every day. Whenever I wake up, I start to think about it. I am even having a problem of having panic attacks, and the reason as to why I am now having a problem of having panic attacks, it is because of the way that I am always thinking. It's like I am no longer a human being, constantly thinking about this thing over and over again. And my mind keeps on telling me that this is the only opportunity that I can ever have, an opportunity to a better life. We all want a better life, don't we? Am I wrong to even think about it? Am I wrong even going to the Nigerians and talking with a man who promised me that he can give me great wealth? And right now, I want you to help me with this decision that I am about to take. When I look in the past, it's like life has not given me much of a choice. I am a woman who used to survive on hookups because I was really broke. So whilst I was doing these hookups, that was when I met a guy, a Nigerian man, who asked me the reason as to why I was doing these hookups on a dating app. I then told him that it is because I do not have money and I do not want to be in the street prostituting myself. So most of the guys that I will meet online, instead of them trying to form a relationship with me, the guys will just say, how about you just come, then we sleep together. That's making me sort of like a prostitute on that dating app. So I have been thinking about something that is quite unthinkable, selling my womb to a Nigerian man that I met on a dating site for money. Yes, I know how it sounds. I never even imagined that I was going to be here. But poverty forces you into corners where you do not even know what to do. It is no longer about morals anymore, but money is now my goal. I grew up in Khayelitsha, in the kind of poverty that stays with you. No matter how far you run, the poverty was always following me. As for my mother raised me and my siblings in a very tiny shack made out of corrugated iron, barely enough to hold the four of us. Like, it was really terrible. The roof was always leaking when it rained, and the cold Cape winters were quite unbearable. I remember lying there awake at night as a child, listening to the wind whipping through all the gaps in our shack. And it was really bad. We had very little, but we had each other, and that gave us hope. My mother was a strong woman. She was my pillar of resilience. She always said, Z, no matter how tough things get, never lose your dignity, never prostitute yourself. But I ended up doing that. My father left when I was 7. He did not even say goodbye. He did not even offer any explanation at all. He just disappeared one day, leaving my mom to fend for all of us. She tried her best. She worked as a domestic worker in the suburbs, cleaning the homes of the wealthy. And I would watch her come back home exhausted. And each and every day, it was the same, but she never complained though. But I could see the pain in her eyes each and every time, trying to provide for her family. When I was 16, my mom then fell ill. I remember it very well. One day, she came home from work and she collapsed. We rushed her to the clinic, but they could not help her much. I think it was because each and every time at work, she would be busy ironing all of those clothes. So it ended up affecting her. They gave her some painkillers and sent her back home it was clear that something more was going on, but we did not have money for proper doctors and or hospitals. So I dropped out of school in grade 10 to take care of her and my young siblings. And I then started dating a guy who was a foreign guy, since he was the only one who could provide for me. The other guys in the community, they did not have enough to take care of me. It was no longer about love, but my instincts had kicked in. I needed a man at least who could buy some food for me so that I can feed my family. I was now the breadwinner through that guy. I took on whatever jobs that I could find, cleaning houses, doing laundry for neighbors, but it was never enough. The money was always short. No matter how hard I worked, we were always hungry. My mother's health deteriorated. 2 years later, she passed away. I was totally devastated, but I did not have the time to mourn. I had to step into her shoes and take care of my brother and my sister. I became like their mother, but I was just a child myself, trying to navigate a world that did not even care about us. The government grant money that I started getting, this was after I had given birth. It is not even enough. I have to buy the food, a small bag of meal and a few veggies here and there. So as the years went by, that was when I said it is far much better that I try something else. And then I met the guy, and when I met the guy, whilst I was with him, he then said that he could top my account from 0 to 50k in one night. I said, how is it even possible? He said, you can give me something that is very valuable to you. Can you do it? I can top your account right now. So the night when I was with him, I got so scared and I said, can you give me some time to think about it? A few weeks later, I found myself again in Belleville, and I then spoke with him again. So this time around, he then introduced me to another man whom he said that this man, very soon he will be leaving the country, but he wants to leave the country with something that belongs to me, and they are willing to pay me 50k in cash, straight deposited into my account. I asked them, like, is there any surgery that is going to be involved when you take my womb? The guy just laughed and he said, no, everything is going to be done by the grace of the gods. The gods are the ones that are going to come and collect your womb, but you have to know that after that, then you will never be able to have a baby anymore. But I think with your situation, 50k, it's a lot of money. Maybe in the future we can offer you more deals so that you can still live a good life. This is my confession right now. I really do not know where exactly am I supposed to turn to church. My mom was a Christian, but the church offered no help. I feel like I have to sell my womb so that I can get this money. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admin who helped us with this translation. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Yo.